Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So we have some more big news happening, and we'll see where this leads to. But this article is titled Grayscale Adds XRP to its GDLC Fund. Is XRP ETF up next? I had always posited it's a possibility. XRP has clarity. Now, I don't have a crystal ball, but I mean, listen, if we ever get an XRP ETF, hold on to your horses because things are going to go boom, boom, bang, bang very quickly, in my humble opinion. But let's read this little tidbit here. It says, Grayscale has re-added XRP to the Digital Large Cap Fund, one of its largest investment products by AUM, assets under management, sparking anticipation of a possible XRP ETF product in the near future. This is something to keep our eyes open for. It could be a huge catalyst, could bring a lot of capital. I still feel like, even with all the other ETFs, Bitcoin ETF, possible Ethereum ETF, a lot of that capital, as people are going to be playing and making lots of excessive amounts of gains, will flood out of those and into these other projects as well, like XRP. You know how that always goes. Typical bull run type stuff. I don't see it as as very different, right? It says here, the digital asset management investment firm disclosed this in a press release last night. So it's official. Notably, the announcement detailed a quarterly rebalancing of some of Grayscale's investment products. By the way, shout out to whichever subscriber. There was a commenter who actually keyed me into this. I think it was in yesterday's video's comment section, which I don't know what was going on. There were some problems with YouTube or something where some people weren't able to watch certain videos. Comments were not popping up. But anyway, that comment did come through. So I appreciate anytime someone lets me know about something that I am not privy to. So thank you to whoever you were. It says here, including the Grayscale DeFi Fund, the Grayscale Digital Large Cap Fund, and the Grayscale Smart Contract Platform X Ethereum Fund. The Grayscale Digital Large Cap Fund, which aims to give investors exposure to some of the largest crypto assets by market capitalization, contained Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Polygon. They have a lot of our coins here. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm still pretty new to Bitcoin as far as having a substantial amount of Bitcoin. I didn't have that before this year. I mean, before like the middle of last year. But Solana is one of our coins. Polygon is one of our coins. Cardano is one of our coins. I had to get some more Cardano. Like I said, I took heavy profit on Cardano. But still, it's one of ours, right? And Avalanche, which is something that Avalanche seems to be a project a lot of people are talking about. I just don't know a whole lot about it. It says, however, the company disclosed in the latest announcement that they had sold off some components to procure more Avalanche tokens and XRP tokens. Woo, okay. As part of the quarterly rebalancing move. Subsequently, they have re-added XRP to the fund, replacing Matic. Polygon is always going to be bullish. I think they just had another partnership they announced with Polygon. I don't remember with who. I just know every time Polygon does something, it's significant. And I'm super bullish on them into the future. I was super bullish on Polygon when I first came onto the channel. That has not changed, right? They continue to do a good job. Just my humble opinion. It's not financial advice. By the way, if you like this sort of content, please smash that like button. I would greatly appreciate that. And if you haven't already, please join the family and subscribe to the channel. Click that subscribe button and join the family. We are on the march. We are on the train to 100K subscribers. I would greatly appreciate that. So this is pretty big news. It says Grayscale previously removed XRP, but we know why. And since that time, a lot of things have changed. All right. So now let's move on to another article here. This one just a little bit of a fun article, okay, if it'll pop up here. So this article is titled, Here's XRP's Projected Value Should Bitcoin Hit $200,000. So this is all about the Bitcoin halving, and of course. So it says here, you scroll down this little article here, it says XRP to hit $46.50 when Bitcoin hits 200K. Now, this is going by, they're utilizing artificial intelligence here. All right. So make up your own mind about that. Everybody feels differently about that and accuracy of such. But the one that they're using here is Google Bard. Now, I'm not sure if Google Bard is one of those that has access to the internet, or they're using a jailbroken version of this, which is where they by some mechanism give it access to updated internet information. But this is what they're using. Let's read this little tidbit here. It says, notably, Google Bard acknowledged the difficulty in predicting XRP's post-Bitcoin halving price. However, considering historical trends and present market conditions, it suggested potential scenarios. It says, in particular, it cited that XRP could reach $38 when Bitcoin hits $100,000. Now, if you've been keeping up with the Bitcoin news, and there's a lot on both sides. There's been some negative news. I'm not sure where that's coming from. A lot of people are feeling like there could be a bit of a dip because of the ETFs, and the ETF stuff may not be as impactful as people, thought it would be. And then you have some people that are very excited about the ETF news and the halving, and they're calling for insane big Bitcoin predictions like $1 million, things like that, $700,000, stuff like that. So, it's a mixed bag of information, but $100,000. I don't see that as being anything unreasonable, in my humble opinion. And if Bitcoin goes to $100,000, a lot of other coins, and yes, I do believe XRP would be one of them, would have major play, a major increase in price. That would be a beautiful thing. I don't care where the price increase comes from, to be quite honest, as long as it begins, right? And I believe sky's the limit for XRP. That's just my humble belief. Things have been looking good, and I think they're only going to continue to get better and better. I really do. It says here, this projection implies a remarkable growth rate exceeding 5,700% from XRP's current price of below 60 cents. So let's scroll down here. In a more bullish scenario, Google Bard highlights the potential for XRP to surge to $46.50 if Bitcoin reaches the $200,000 price target. This optimistic rally would signify an uptick exceeding a 7,000% increase from XRP's current valuation. This is factors influencing Google Bard projection. Several factors influence Google Bard's projection, including historical data from the previous Bitcoin halving. It says also the chatbot emphasizes the potential of a broader market boom could have on XRP. And as we know, crypto is growing exponentially right now. And I believe that we're heading into a golden era of crypto in the next 2 to 3 years. There's a lot of mass adoption on the horizon. You see the big companies taking over slowly, little by little. It says here specifically, and that's going to lead to obviously higher prices, more consistency, more security. A lot of that traditional money will be unlocked because as things become more stable, even though a lot of the traditional crypto people don't like the word stability, they're associated with stable coin and making less money. It's actually the opposite. A lot of the legacy system money has been on the side because there's a lack of respect. There's a lack of stability. Things are it's just too much of the wild west, to use a little bit of the SEC verbiage. But once that's gone, all of that traditional money will step in, and it will make the floor, for lack of a better word, the bottom prices much higher than where they are now, I believe. But we'll see. There's no guarantees in anything. So specifically, a full-blown bull market could attract new investors and drive demand for altcoins like XRP. Furthermore, resolving the legal dispute between Ripple and the SEC is highlighted as a potential catalyst, as it could substantially bolster investor confidence in the asset. I agree with that 100%. We have some court dates coming up. I can't remember. The only ones I remember are like there's maybe one in April. I just remember there's one around the springtime, and that's supposed to be like the big one, maybe the final one. I don't know. But I believe it's something along the lines of that. And we can get this over with. Once it's over, it's time to play. Big time. All right. So now we're going to close out here with a little bit of Stellar related information. OK, because they put out a few posts, and we can definitely break these down a little bit here because they're saying a lot with saying a little. So now this post here was on stellar.org, and it is titled Blockchain as a Means to Broaden Digital Financial Inclusion. And so it begins here. It says solutions that move towards financial inclusion have emerged, What solutions are they talking about? Obviously, at the top of the heap has to be Stellar. Stellar talks about itself. They just don't directly reference themselves. They try to say it in veiled ways, but they believe that they are the best of the best, just like they told the White House many times, right? So they're speaking about themselves primarily, but including others that have similar use cases. Let's keep going. It says, have emerged, attempting to ensure that individuals and micro, small, and medium enterprises, see, they're going after the businesses. They understand the time period that is coming. We covered some articles in yesterday's video and the video before that, where it showed that the medium to small size businesses need distributed ledger technology the most. The opportunities that it brings, the capital that it loosens up, right? So you can go check out those. And like I always put the chapters in, it makes it very easy to find these things. But micro, small, and medium enterprises, this is something that I believe firmly in the future, when there's further clarity across the board for crypto, especially in the United States, we will take a lot of that business. We can take a lot of that capital. Just a matter of whether Stellar and other companies that are building on the Stellar blockchain put in that extra effort to go after them, because they are there. Have access to a range of affordable financial products and services that cater to their unique needs. So once again, affordability. This is something I was saying in yesterday's video, that we can deploy everything that they need for cheap and put it fully under their control. So the same way that the big banks find Stellar attractive, the big companies like WisdomTree and Franklin Templeton find Stellar attractive. That much more so, the small businesses will as well, or maybe they already do. So there are a few key components to consider when creating these solutions. Reducing the cost of cross-border transactions remains a priority for vulnerable populations, and fees for sending and receiving payments across borders remain high, which is another good thing. I want them to continue to reiterate to us and to everyone that these solutions these problems have not been remedied. As long as they have not been remedied, then Stellar and these other companies that have the solutions are in the game. They are in play. It says here, blockchain technology is already playing a crucial role in humanitarian aid. Aid disbursement, offering transparency and traceability and portability of funds. So when they say something like that, like it's already playing this crucial role, that means we've already been there. We've done that. We're ready to move on to something else. This is obviously was a testing ground. They wanted to show them they could do it. They wanted to show them they're secure. They wanted to support that trust that the United Nations has in them, and other places like the Ukraine and etc. And they have done that. So now you see them moving on to other projects. Then also, you see that, large organizations like the Bank for International Settlements are clearly satisfied with like their green bond that they issued on Stellar. So Stellar has done a lot of proving over the years. That's going to bode well for partnerships in the future. I think they're going to be very dominant in the future. How long it's going to take, I don't know. I just know they've been very, very dominant. Their setup is one of the absolute best. Just my humble opinion. You could disagree with that. Let's keep going. It says here, for a more in-depth exploration of this topic and to uncover the full potential of blockchain-based solutions, we encourage you to review the, quote, "The blockchain is a means to broaden digital financial inclusion, exploring the role of blockchain-based solutions in promoting greater financial access and usage." Now, that's going to be something I think that's going to be very, very important just across the board in the United States. There is rapidly becoming a two-tier society. A lot of people used to, tell me about that concept. It's not just a concept anymore. It's happening. It's occurring. There's a great deal of people who they've been having a lot of problems with their bank accounts. They've been having a lot of problems with their jobs, work, affording apartments, affording homes. And so what's happening is those how do I say this? Like they're doing well. Some of them are moving up, right? They've been fighting, kicking, scratching, clawing their way to the top because they don't want to fall into that lower group here. But the lower group has been suffering, racking their brains, trying to figure out how do they survive in this harsh economic circumstances, just the way that it is. This is what I'm reading from research, okay? You could disagree with this, but this is what I'm saying. And so those people here, in the middle class have been getting pushed down, and the people here have been going up. And so there's this chasm growing. And so you're going to need offerings. You're going to need things that are a little bit more affordable. Offerings like built on things like Stellar, ways to loosen up capital, ways to do business in other regions more easily, and access your capital. Here, you want traceability on this product? We have it for you. Hey, you want to loosen up some capital? We can do that for you. You want to receive your funds in 2 seconds across the world? We can do that for you. People are going to need that, especially, and not just medium to small size businesses, but there's a lot of people who are just individuals. There's just individuals, and they have like these side gigs. I talked about that in the last video as well, which if you haven't watched that, give that video a watch. That was a good video in my humble opinion. But they have like these gigs. They do things on the side. They have podcasts. They deliver groceries, all this different stuff. Like, and I think that's going to only grow as the sentiment amongst the people is more of I'd rather work for myself than work for a company. That continues to grow. You're going to need things like Stellar, independent wallets, self-custodying wallets, things that are accounts that could be used like bank accounts, but are not bank accounts for these types of individuals, but have that clarity and traceability where, yeah, sure, you can still report things that need to be reported. I think that's going to be very important in the United States. The United States is rapidly changing. So once there's greater clarity in the United States, look for companies like Stellar to absolutely dominate. Stellar is there, Ripple's there, Algorand is there. That's how I look at it. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? And I think Stellar knows that. I think that's why they're putting this verbiage out. Around the same time as you've seen a lot of other articles coming out about the medium and small size businesses possibly needing desperately distributed ledger technologies. Makes sense, doesn't it? So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the money.